Yay Networks.
13 has been my lucky number for a while. Like, it's always a sign of good things to come for me.
This is 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast, breaking down every song, every Easter egg, every era, and every theory. Hosted by the biggest Swifties, Nick Adams, Ana Szabo, Amy Nichols, and Lacey Gee.
Welcome to 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. My name's Lacey Gee.
I'm Anna.
And I'm Amy.
And we are here to talk about the 1989 classic, Clean.
Oh,
so good. Who remembers seeing this performed live at the Eras Tour in Arlington?
Me! And it was so significant because it was paired up with Death by a Thousand Cuts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, crazy, right?
At the time, we were called the favorite.
Which is funny because it was only like 4 shows in.
But that was still the best combination of the surprise songs at the time. And we went Saturday night 2 in Arlington, and we got that beautiful pairing. I remember at one point being all scared, looking at Amy saying, we're out of the Lover era. And we didn't hear Death by a Thousand Cuts. And then we got it as the surprise song. I like to think I made that happen.
Yes.
That's what I
Spoken
heard.
to fruition somehow. But at the time, Friday night show, I can't remember what they heard, but Friday night show was like, oh man, that was such a perfect pairing.
Oh, it was ours, wasn't it? It was
You're
it was
right.
one of your favorite songs.
Yeah, it was ours and something else. But it was so great to hear her perform that. Then she said, oh, I messed up some words just a little bit, so I'm going to have to perform this song again.
Back when there were rules.
Yeah, before Taylor Swift went rogue. And then she did the bridge. She messed up Death by a Thousand Cuts and did the bridge for that twice, which was so great. So wonderful. So we are here to talk about Clean. Now I feel like this is where Nick always comes in with all these stats, and
All
I
the
didn't have that
statistics.
ready. Yeah.
It was written by Taylor Swift and Imogen Heap.
Yes.
Is that how you
Imogen, I
Imogen
think.
Heap?
Imogen Heap.
Is that how you
Yeah.
pronounce it?
Imogene?
Imogene?
Imogene, maybe?
Imogen?
That's
Imogen? Imogen? But yeah, I mean, Clean, I feel like for the last, couple years, I guess since 1989, the original version, it's always been a fan favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because not just sonically does it feel like you're cleansing, I guess, but lyrically it applies to so many different situations, and people really, take it like even like us, like to like pull the curtain back right before we started recording, we were kind of feeling like we were in like a low, somber kind of mood. We were like, we need to be positive. We need to like feel better. So we listened to the song because we were like, let's just play Clean to cleanse ourselves, to like feel better. Because it is just like, there's just something about it. And it's always been a fan favorite. And Taylor knows that. Like she's very, I mean, we know her relationship with her fans. She's very good at knowing how we're feeling, how we're talking with each other, like the songs that we connect with. And she's always known that Clean is something that a lot of fans hold very, very near and dear. It's a very common, within the, not like common, but like within the Taylor Swift community, I feel like it's a really special and common song to get as a tattoo.
I did not know that, actually.
Yeah, to get like lyrics from Clean or just like the word Clean. Like I feel like I've seen a couple of Swifties that have Clean. I mean, I also I have a mirror ball, which is also, I feel like a somewhat popular request among Swifties, which by the way, Lacey, we still need to get our tattoos.
I know. I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking, I'm like in tattoo mode, but I haven't quite chosen what I want yet. I told my sister that I want a tattoo. She was like, oh, let me draw it. My sister is 15. She's just wildly talented. But I don't trust her all the way to like come up with something that I really want for forever and ever, even though she is so good. So I asked her and Bree, my girlfriend Bree, to come up with something together. But then that's going to be massive. So I need something that's going to be small. So I was thinking, what lyrics do I want on myself that I could just put like on my arm or something? I don't think Clean would be one of them, though, just because I skip showers. sometimes.
Oh my God,
and I feel
Lacey.
like that would just be
Ironic.
You would feel like a little liar?
Yeah. Other people wouldn't know, and they're like clean. Like, girl, you shower twice a week. More than that. But I'm just
3 times.
yeah. But I do the sniff test, and I'm good. I wash parts and go on. Yeah, so I don't know if I could get clean in good conscience. I love maybe a lyric from Clean, but I don't think I could just have blanketed clean.
It's just funny how that's your reasoning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Taylor talked about the song Clean in an interview with Elle. Do you want me to share what she said?
Yes, please.
She said, Clean I wrote as I was walking out of Liberty in London.
London?
Yeah, so long, London. Someone I used to date, it hit me that I'd been in the same city as him for 2 weeks and I hadn't thought about it. When it did hit me, I was like, oh, I hope he's doing well, and nothing else. And you know how it is when you're going through heartbreak. A heartbroken person is unlike any other person. Their time moves at a completely different pace than ours. It's this mental, physical, emotional ache and feeling so conflicted. Nothing distracts you from it. Then time passes, and the more you live your life and create new habits, you get used to not having a text message every morning saying, hello, beautiful, good morning. You get used to not calling someone at night to tell them how your day was. You replace those old habits with new habits, like texting your friends in a group chat all day and planning fun dinner parties and going out on adventures with your girlfriends. And then all of a sudden, one day you're in London and you realize you've been in the same place as your ex for 2 weeks and you're fine, and you hope he's fine. And that first thought came to my mind was, I'm finally clean.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
That's really good to be out of that habit that I need this person. Oh, I wonder what they're doing. I wonder if they're wondering about me. I need to text them. I mean, I work at a lot of different places, and I work with women all the time that's like, oh, I was weak and I texted this boy yesterday. And I'm like, I get it. I understand. That's not always the best thing to do, but whenever you are finally clean and you know you didn't make any mistakes reaching back out to someone you have no business reaching out to.
Yeah, and in the terms of like relationships too, like I remember when I went through my very first like serious breakup, it was like my high school into college boyfriend, and we'd been together for like 5 or 6 years. And so I grew up with him, and it was like, it was a hard thing to do to end that relationship because I just didn't know otherwise, and I was young.
Right.
And one of my best friends had like, you know, she had said, yeah, it's cliche to say time heals all wounds, but she was like, but it's true. She was like, the first few weeks, you're going to think about him every single day. And eventually you're going to, like, just like Taylor said, that was like almost verbatim what my best friend told me. She was like, weeks are going to go by and you're going to realize that you haven't even thought about him. And I was like, that's so true. And when you do realize that, like, that happens, and it's a good thing, you know, and it is, because it's not like, yeah, being heartbroken, or if you're the one that breaks someone else's heart and it's heavy on you, but then, you know, as time passes, you kind of just feel clean. But I think another part of what makes this song so incredibly special is that you can listen to it and not think of just like a romantic relationship, you know, but a lot of people take it in and think about other, you know, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, toxic relationships, you know, broken families, things like that, where it's not just like, oh, I broke up with my boyfriend and I haven't thought about him, but you can take these lyrics in this song and just kind of apply it to whatever hardship in your life that you're dealing with. And I think that's part of what makes this song so special. And it's part of what makes Taylor Swift's music so special. We talk about it all the time, how she just is able to write lyrics in a way where we take it in for ourselves and like really interpret it. I saw, who was it recently? I think it was Camila Cabello in an interview. She said, Taylor Swift is so good at writing the hyper personal, but making it universal. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's a really good way to put it, because that's exactly what it is. And I think Clean is an excellent example of that.
She does write from multiple perspectives and leaves things open to interpretation. Everything that we break down has different parallels in a lot of ways. It could mean this. It could mean this. She also has addressed addiction before in Folklore Long Pond studio session, introducing This Is Me Trying. She introduced that as someone who could be struggling with addiction and making that decision every single day to not give in to their desires. Mm-hmm. And she really does write from multiple aspects, multiple viewpoints, and that is just one of the many great ways that Clean can be taken.
Yeah.
And so right now during the Eras Tour, she has places in in the set where she stops and she says something before her song, like right now before Champagne Problems. On the 1989 tour, she would always stop it before Clean.
Yeah.
And she would give a little blurb about it. And so there's dozens and dozens of speeches where she talks about Clean. I don't know if we can even play any of them. I didn't pull them because I was afraid. But one specific one I know we can't play, the Rep movie, whenever she did the speech before Clean, it was a year ago since the jury had decided that that they believed her after the sexual assault case. And she was explaining all this before she performed Clean. And it just meant so much. I think I love this song so much because Taylor loves this song so much. It's so beautiful.
Yeah. Well, and it's so true. Like I do catch myself sometimes like Googling Taylor Swift Clean speech just to, because like you said, like she would do it at every single show. And I actually found a document. There is the compilation.
Dozens and dozens of them.
Yes. Somebody, wildest-swift.tumblr compiled it's a compilation of Taylor's Clean speeches from the 1989 World Tour. It's a Clean speech master post.
Yeah.
And to just kind of look at, and sometimes I type it into YouTube, and I think one of the things that she would mention in almost every speech was about how she would say, "You are not the opinion of someone that someone has of you." Wait, hold on. Let me search it so I can say it verbatim.
So I do have her speech before the 1989 World Tour, right before Clean. This was in Tokyo on May 5th. Do y'all want to hear it while you're searching for that, Anna?
Yeah.
There are 55,000 people here tonight. 55,000 people on the first night of my world tour. What do you think about that, Tokyo? You know, we've got 55,000 people here tonight. I can only assume that maybe some of you at one point or another have gone through a hard time in your life. And I can only assume that the way that you deal with sadness or tough times is the same way that I deal with it. I turn to music. And clearly, you wouldn't be here if you didn't turn to music in hard times. I wouldn't be here if I didn't turn to music. And it makes me feel like we have that in common. I think it's probably very possible that a lot of you have experienced a lot of rainy days that never really got brighter, or maybe you fell in love with a person or something that was bad for you and you couldn't quit, or maybe you lost someone that you never expected you would lose. Maybe you lost yourself. That's even worse. When you have bad days that just won't let up, I just hope that you will look in the mirror and remind yourself of what you are and what you are not. You are not your mistakes. You are not damaged goods or muddy from your failed explorations. You are not the opinion of someone who doesn't know you. You are a product of the lessons that you've learned. You are wiser because you went through something terrible. And you are the person who survived a bunch of rainstorms and kept walking. I now believe that pain makes you stronger, and I now believe that walking through a lot of rainstorms gets you clean.
Oh, like Misty misty-eyed, like crying.
Yeah, I had an edited version of that, and I pulled the wrong one. But we don't need to edit Taylor.
No, I was about to say, I don't think you should play an edited version of it. I think we needed to hear every single word. That's the part that I was going to say, that when she says, you are not the opinion of someone who doesn't know you.
Yeah.
That has resonated with me for years. And it's like, gosh, especially nowadays with the internet, and like you post anything on the internet and everybody on the internet has to share their opinion even when you're not asking for it, and everybody on the internet has to be morally superior than you, and it's like really easy to let a comment section get the best of you. I've been so guilty of that regularly, and I constantly have to remind myself, in the words of Miss Taylor Swift, you are not the opinion of someone who doesn't know you. Gosh.
Well said, Taylor Swift and Anna.
No, just Taylor, please. Just no. Just Miss Swift.
The show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Maybe there's something you really need to get off your chest, and the internet isn't the place to do that. You don't need to go share your anger on other people's pages and comments. It would be better to talk to someone about what's stressing you out. We all carry around different stressors, big or small, and if you keep them bottled up, it can start to negatively affect everyone, especially you. Therapy is a safe space to get things off your chest and figure out how to work through whatever's weighing you down. That's why we'd like to suggest you give our friends at BetterHelp a call.
And sometimes you don't even realize how therapy is helping you. When you are I don't want to say word vomiting, but when you are getting your emotions off of your chest to somebody that's listening, sometimes you catch yourself, like, I've had it before where I'm talking about how I'm feeling about a situation, and then suddenly like it clicks for me, not because my therapist told me, but because hearing myself say it out loud was just more beneficial in that kind of way. And so therapy can be really, really great in that way, because you'll have somebody that helps you learn these positive coping skills, helps you how to set boundaries, helps you, realize why in a situation you were feeling the way that you were and how to be better next time it happens again.
Sometimes I'll even bring up with my BetterHelp therapist things that I didn't realize were bothering me until I'm in a session. And then I'm like, wow, I didn't realize that was my reaction or my opinion to that until I started talking about it. And then I realized that did have an effect on me, and I felt better once I was able to verbalize it.
If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapist anytime for no additional charge. Get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Taylor Swift fan today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Taylor Swift fan.
Warmer, sunnier days are calling, and you can fuel up for them with Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Meet your wellness goals in time for summer thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So if you only have a few minutes between meetings during the day, or you get home and you're just so hungry but you have no time to cook, Factor is where you should go. They have 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week, and you'll always have new flavors to explore. You can crush your wellness goals this May with dietitian approved meals and ingredients that you can trust. And these are delicious. From breakfast to dessert, you can stay fueled with easy, nutritious options. And you can keep kitchen time to a minimum. Factor meals are ready in 2 minutes, so no shopping, prepping, cooking, or cleaning up. Enjoy effortless support for your lifestyle. Head to factormeals.com/Taylor Swift fan 50 and use code Taylor Swift fan 50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code Taylor Swift fan 50 at factormeals.com/Taylor Swift fan 50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active.
Confession. I went to the 1989 World Tour. Amy, you were there as well, right?
Yes, I was.
I was a Taylor Swift fan. I was not a diehard Taylor Swift fan at that time, so I wasn't as familiar with her. I didn't even listen to the complete 1989 album before I went. I knew her hits. I knew lots of songs. I didn't know everything, but this was my first true Taylor Swift experience. And my takeaway from that concert was how positive and uplifting she is.
Absolutely.
Everything that she had to say was encouraging to all the fans out there. Right. And that was my first experience. And I was like, wow, I wasn't necessarily a positive person then, but I left there feeling empowered. And just the things that she says during that concert is so great. And she still does that during the Eras tour.
And I took my daughter with me. We went, whatever year it was, 2017 or something. No, that's not right. That's Reputation. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But I remember that was just an added bonus. Like, we just went for the music. And then she gave a message like that. I was like, wow, I'm really glad that she's here and hearing
Your daughter?
Yeah. I guess I needed it too. But I was just so thankful. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. And that's crazy too, because I never saw Taylor until Reputation. I wanted to go to 1989 so bad. And at that point, I didn't have really any other friends that liked Taylor Swift like the way I did. So I didn't even like ask anybody if they would like go with me or like try to get tickets. I almost like remember when the tickets went on sale and I kind of just sat there silently by myself because I was like, nobody's gonna like, I don't have anyone to go with, you know. And granted, now I'm older that I like girl, you should have just gone by yourself. But times were different then. I was younger and more fragile. But it's I say that because it's cool now where it's like we have a Taylor Swift podcast. Yeah. We have so many, you know, I've connected with so many people just because of our shared love for Taylor Swift that I like think back at that time, like sitting on my computer being like, I shouldn't even bother trying to get a ticket. It's like, girl, that was so sad.
Yeah. Look where we are now.
look at us now. Obsessed.
Let's get into the lyrics. The drought was the very worst. When the flowers that we'd grown together died of thirst. So this was the long time without, whenever she was tortured, feeling bad about everything. And then the flowers that they had grown together died of thirst. It was months and months of back and forth. They're playing with each other. Are we going to get back together? Aren't we? And you're still all over me like a wine-stained dress I can't wear anymore.
Oh, man, the imagery.
Which was a great costume for the Eras tour, too. A lot of people
were
wearing wine-stained dresses. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And there's a maroon parallel there, too. The lyric, the burgundy on my T-shirt when you splash your wine into me. So it's like a tainted relationship that you're wearing. Like, it's visible.
Yeah. And the song You All Over Me.
Right.
Ooh, that's kind of like Scarlet Letter, too.
Yes.
Something that's visible all over you. People can see your scars and where you're tainted from a relationship.
There's actually a One Direction song called Olivia where the lyrics say, "This isn't the stain of a red wine, I'm bleeding love," which, I mean, we assume the song's about Harry Styles, so maybe they're playing back and forth here, you know?
I mean, they were for a little bit.
Hung my head as I lost the war, and the sky turned black like a perfect storm.
Just a really dark time for her.
Mm-hmm.
Rain came pouring down. When I was drowning, that's when I could finally breathe.
What a great juxtaposition of like when I was drowning, that's when I could finally breathe. Because I guess when you realize when you're at your lowest, like that's when you have that moment. Because I mean that just echoes the hidden message of the song in the lyric booklet. It says she lost him, but she found herself, and somehow that was everything.
Mm-hmm. Which is incredible. And I mean, this is fight or flight at this point. When I was drowning, I could finally breathe.
Right.
This is whenever I feel better knowing that I'm out of this situation.
And I see it where you're drowning almost in like, instead of the rain, but like tears, like all it's pouring out of your eyes and you're drowning by that, but you feel lighter afterwards.
Oh my gosh, yeah, just like that, like emotional release.
Yes. Yeah.
And by morning, gone was any trace of you. I think I am finally clean. There was nothing left to do. When the butterflies turned to dust that covered my whole room.
So the butterflies makes me think of change, you know, from caterpillar to a butterfly. So is this her changing after the relationship, or she was changing for him and that person died and doesn't exist anymore? I'm assuming that's what she's meaning by butterfly, a changing person. but I don't really know.
Yeah, there's
that
other,
makes sense.
Like whenever you get the butterflies in your stomach from
That
a new
too.
relationship, but
That
that
too.
wouldn't be covering the room. I
But
was
I
going
mean,
to
I think
ask what
it's-
that means.
I mean, I don't think it's literal,
Yeah.
you know. But I mean, when those butterflies turn to dust, it's like, yeah, I don't have butterflies anymore.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like you were saying. On a different note, which is like unrelated, but it does kind of make me think of just like clean in general. And I talked about this somewhat recently, I believe, but I saw this like quote about how like when there's rainstorms, butterflies don't fly.
Oh, right.
And to protect their wings.
Yes.
And it's just kind of like a lesson for people that like, you know, when you are going through rough times, like it's okay to take a break. You know, it's okay to not damage your wings. It's okay to wait for the storm to pass, you know? And so I don't think that's in the same context.
But a
as
really cool
this,
fact.
But just like a cool thing to talk about and think about. Like, you know, when you are going through a rainstorm in your life, it's like, it's okay to protect your wings and just let it pass.
That's
Because
beautiful.
butterflies don't fly in the rain.
Where do they go?
Under a
shelter?
tree.
They shelter themselves. They stay in for the day.
They go and listen to 1989 Taylor's version.
So I punched a hole in the roof and let the flood carry away all my pictures of you.
Yeah, just
So she's constantly using the water, the ocean, the
Cleansing.
waves, to carry stuff out that's no longer needed. Anna, do you want to sing this next line?
I don't think I can hit that. I don't think I can hit it.
The water filled my lungs. I screamed so loud.
But no one heard a thing. And also just like singing that is therapeutic in itself. You know? But have you had that feeling where you really feel like you are screaming at the top of your lungs, but no one is listening?
Yes. Yes, that's how I am whenever I have to repeat myself. And I know that that's annoying, but that's just a personal pet peeve of mine. If I say something and someone asks me the exact same thing, or even worse, rewords the question, and my answer is still the same, like I can repeat myself once, that's fine. Second time, third time, now I'm just talking to you slower, still saying the same thing. How else am I supposed to react?
Well, I'll scream and then I'll say, literally, is no one listening to me? Yes, I have felt that way.
That's just a trigger of mine, because for me, that means you didn't care enough to listen the first 2 times. I'm saying the same thing, and I know where the triggers come from. That's something that comes out in BetterHelp. Don't worry about that. But yeah, that's so annoying. Or water filling your lungs, you scream so loud, but no one heard. They're not listening. They're not listening. They're not watching what's happening. And you're obviously going through something and no one's hearing you. No one's paying any attention. The rain came pouring down. When I was drowning, that's when I could finally breathe. And by morning, gone any trace of you, I think I am finally clean. I think I am finally clean. Then the next verse, 10 months sober, 10 months since her relationship, 10 months sober, I must admit, just because you're clean don't mean you don't miss it. So she's not thinking of it all the time anymore, but it still comes up in her memory, like, what could have been? We were good together. You kind of miss it, but you're not reaching out to this person anymore.
Right. You can admit that you think of that person fondly, but it doesn't mean that you have to go back.
Yeah.
That you've come this far. You don't have to go there again.
And just like in any sort of addiction.
Yeah.
You know, just because you're clean don't mean you don't miss it. Like just because you haven't had a drink in 10 months doesn't mean you don't think about it. Doesn't mean that you're not tempted. Like every single day is a choice to not, give into that. Just because time passes doesn't make it any easier, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think it's an interesting like way to put it. She is talking about a romantic relationship and, like a former partner, like whatever, but using the terminology, sober, clean, things like that. Just, just in this, because you can also be addicted to a person. You can be addicted to a relationship. You can be addicted to somebody that hurts you, and it's like, just because you walked away from a bad situation, because you walked away from a toxic relationship, doesn't mean that you don't kind of miss it. And it's like, you don't want to say that out loud. You don't want to tell your friends that, you don't want to admit it, but it's true.
And you can treat it the same way. I mean, address it the same way as if it were a drug addiction or something, just one day at a time.
Exactly.
Because 10 months older, I won't give in. Now that I'm clean, I'm never going to risk it. You can't go back to that torrid relationship. You can't go back to that old habit. You can't. Now you know better, not going to risk it anymore. Then she does the chorus again. The drought was the very worst when the flowers that we'd grown together died of thirst. The rain came pouring down. When I was drowning, that's when I could finally breathe. And by morning, gone any trace of you, I think I am finally clean.
And just kind of
repeats. I do think we have to talk about the full circle with Death by a Thousand Cuts. So Taylor was doing an interview and she was promoting Death by a Thousand Cuts, I think. I don't know. You're going to have to help me, Anna. But there was a movie called Someone Great.
Yes, on Netflix.
Yes. And Taylor Swift is inspired by that and wrote Death by a Thousand Cuts.
Correct.
And had an interview or something. And then thanks for the person who wrote it. Her name is Jennifer Robinson. And she heard the interview and she, I think, emailed Taylor and said, thank you so much for mentioning my movie. It was actually inspired by your song Clean. And so she had inspired herself. It was just such a cool moment.
Yeah. Have you seen that movie, Someone Great, on Netflix? If anyone hasn't seen it, basically the plot of it, it's like, I think it's like a 5 or so year relationship that ends, right? And the main character, the main girl, she's like, that's how the movie starts, with this long-term relationship ending. And so you could see kind of like the now I'm finally clean, like she kind of finds her friends and herself, like she lost him, but somehow she found herself, and that was everything, it kind of gives into that. So and then for that to be the movie, for Taylor to write Death by a Thousand Cuts, that is such a full circle moment. And we got both of those songs as our surprise songs at Arlington.
Taylor inspiring a movie that inspired Taylor for another song. That's just great.
That just goes to show.
Someone on Reddit said, because this was the end of the 1989 album, and then we get the deluxe version. Someone on Reddit said, I like how it's thematically about closure and moving on. Many of her album closing tracks are like that, from Change to Long Live to Daylight. It thematically brings the whole album to a close, and this is a beautiful, slow ballad that I love. It is, although it is nothing on my favorite album closer ever, Change. And someone else on Reddit said, in their mind, trigger warning, Clean is about eating disorder recovery, which later we find out in Miss Americana that Taylor had struggled with herself. So they see a lot of references that related to that, screaming for help, no one cares, and attempting to break up with the disorder. It's kind of similarities like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's another form of addiction. When you become addicted to controlling the amount or lack thereof, food, counting calories, things like that, it does become, and it becomes very, very overwhelming. That when I could totally see that for sure.
Which, full circle, okay, first the way back, during the, how many questions is it with Vogue? 71?
71, 73?
Whatever.
70 something? 73?
During the Vogue interview, Taylor was asked what's her favorite food, and her answer was, like if calories don't count, and then she said chicken fingers and French fries. Fast forward to her being at the football game recently, and what is she having? Chicken fingers, French fries, and seemingly ranch. Yeah. So I mean, she doesn't care anymore. She is, and for that was young Taylor, and for that to be her answer, if calories don't count, this is what my favorite food is.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
And now see her as an adult eating those chicken fingers and those fries as she should be. I just love that for her.
Warmer, sunnier days are calling, and you can fuel up for them with Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Meet your wellness goals in time for summer thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So if you only have a few minutes between meetings during the day, or you get home and you're just so hungry but you have no time to cook, Factor is where you should go. They have 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week, and you'll always have new flavors to explore. You can crush your wellness goals this May with dietitian approved meals and ingredients that you can trust. And these are delicious. From breakfast to dessert, you can stay fueled with easy, nutritious options. And you can keep kitchen time to a minimum. Factor meals are ready in 2 minutes, so no shopping, prepping, cooking, or cleaning up. Enjoy effortless support for your lifestyle. Head to factormeals.com/TaylorSwiftFan50 and use code TaylorSwiftFan50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code TaylorSwiftFan50 at factormeals.com/TaylorSwiftFan50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. Summer is right around the corner, and we love to have fun, but we're all really well aware that it can get expensive. And when you have financial goals, you need to decide what's worth it. A Chime checking account helps you reach your financial goals while still enjoying your summer. Are you traveling at all this summer? Maybe to hit up another Eras tour date? And look, sometimes you know that you don't mean to overdraft, but it just happens when things start to add up. And Chime allows you to overdraft up to $200 with no fees, which at times can be a total game changer. You can set up your direct deposit with your Chime account, and you'll be notified to enroll in SpotMe. Live it up this summer and make progress towards your financial goals with Chime. Open your bank account in minutes at chime.com/TaylorSwiftFan. That's chime.com/TaylorSwiftFan. Chime feels like progress. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. members. FDIC. SpotMe eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Boosts are available to eligible Chime members enrolled in SpotMe and are subject to monthly limits. Terms and conditions apply. Go to chime.com/disclosures for details.
So we have some voicemails from our friends. They've been giving us a call on our Google voicemail, 689-214-1313, including this that a new Swiftie wanted to share with us.
Hey, y'all. New Swiftie here because of your podcast, and I had a conspiracy alert. I feel like because I've been listening to you guys, I now think about these things. About 3 weeks ago, I went on TaylorSwift.com and bought some vinyls, my first vinyls. I bought 2 CDs, and nothing normal, everything was fine. I ended up giving one of my vinyls away to my niece, and so I had to reorder the 1989 vinyl. So I did that this morning, but this time, after I placed the order, the exact same way, I got an email from Taylor Nation asking me if I wanted to subscribe to new updates. I didn't get an email from Taylor Nation the last time I bought it 3 weeks ago. So I'm now thinking something is happening, of course, because now they want me to subscribe to get alerts, which, by the way, I prefer companies ask me to subscribe rather than just automatically do that. But I wanted to share my little conspiracy alert. Bye.
Ooh. So, did you sign up for Taylor Swift alerts? Is there something coming down? Is that going to be a way that she reaches people?
I will say, I don't want to burst anyone's bubble. Her shop did change from the way that they ship out a lot of their things. It used to be through the UMG, manufacturing, Fern Jail, all of that, and it switched to Shopify, in very, very, very recent weeks. And so now you get notifications and stuff through Shopify when your items ship, deliver, XYZ, but that's very new. So I'm wondering if it was the tie-in with switching companies.
Also, I'm pretty sure that we're faster than Taylor Swift's people, because I get alerts from our group chat faster than I do the emails through her subscription.
Oh, when the
absolutely. It's within a minute, I'm like, okay, let's get on there.
Yeah.
We're fast.
We are, yeah, we try. And I do need to give a lot of kudos to a friend of ours who's also a listener of our podcast, Emily. She must have some sort of alert or something, because anytime the merch store like restocks, she'll text me and then I'll immediately text you guys. I don't know how she knows.
So Emily's fast, not us.
Emily somehow knows before, like, because the last time that it happened, like, Emily had texted me and I texted you guys, and we like all bought stuff before Taylor Nation even posted about it. And we were like, whoa. And I don't know how Emily knew, but it was like an all caps text that said like merch restock. And I was like, oh shit, gotta get a move on. I don't know how she knew.
Thanks, Emily.
Thank you, Emily.
And speaking of another Emily, our sweet listener, Emily, gave us a signed album to give away. Emily, messaged on social media and said, hey, I have an extra album and I'd love to give it to a fellow Swiftie, and sent us the album to give away. So we're not doing that right now, but we do have a signed album to give away in the future, in the near future. We just haven't figured that out yet. But thank you, Emily. And also, we have merch available on our site, the 13podcast.net. You can go check out our merch that we have available, first ever 13 podcast merchandise. Okay, let's hear from Ellen from Seattle and see what she has to say.
Hi, this is Ellen from Seattle, and I just love your podcast. I've been listening for about a year. I was part of the Seattle Swiftie Claycon Night 2 in Seattle. I wanted to tell you something fun that I've started doing. I work at a grade school, and every Friday at recess, I host a Swiftie dance party at the 12:30 to 1 recess. And it's about 20 to 30, mostly little girls, dancing, clapping, and singing along. I let them do requests, and so the favorite one is Love Story, and they're just kind of all over the place. I've discovered the clean versions, which by necessity I've worked my way through, and I have to say, thank you, Amy, really doesn't come off the same without the original lyrics. But anyway, love you guys, and I just wanted to share that with you because I feel like I'm getting a whole new generation of Swifties to inspire my fandom, and it is so much fun. Every Friday is just joyful for me. Okay, take care and keep up the good work.
Aw, thank you, Ellen.
That was so sweet.
And that is cool. I see a lot on TikTok of little children. I see babies who get calmed down by playing the Eras Tour movie, or even the Tortured Poets Department.
Me.
And people...
I am the baby.
And people have asked us, like, why is Taylor Swift cussing in her music? Well, it's because she's a grown woman writing from her own personal experiences. But how cool is it that she makes complete songs without the cuss words, not the beeping out. She fills them in with other words.
Yeah, which is very, very cool. Like to do that. Like she finds the words that sonically fit and still tell the story. Like you said, without like it just bleeping out or just skipping over it. Like a lot of songs do, like with like the radio edits, you know?
Yeah. So then young kids still get the full version minus the explicit.
Yeah.
Which is very cool and very, very thoughtful.
There is actually, since we're talking about this, there is a lyric. Hold on.
I want to know what she says instead of F you, Amy. Because I've heard the clean versions, but I don't believe all the way through.
Or if it was playing in the background and I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. I did accidentally put on the clean version several times.
Somebody pointed out recently that in the clean version of, we just went clean version, not to be confused with Clean Taylor's version, with the non-curse word version of the Bolter. Have you listened to it? Because I know you've been on
I haven't.
Yeah, I know that Bolter is one of your top songs right now.
Yeah.
So, it started with a kiss, or we must stop meeting like this. It always ends up with a town car speeding. Out on the drive one evening. Ended with a slam of a door. Do you know the next lyric? Ended with a slam
because I feel like I'm being quizzed right now. I've got pressure on me.
On the explicit version, it's ended with a slam. Let me just pull it up. Hold on. Sorry, this is like so.
No, I need to know. The anticipation.
Hold on. Sorry. I just want to make sure I get it completely right. Okay. So on the explicit version, it says, ended with the slam of a door, then he'll call her a whore.
Yes.
Wish he wouldn't be sore.
Right. I do remember that.
On the clean version, it says, ended with the slam of a door, then she'll call him a bore.
Oh.
Wish he wouldn't be sore. So it's like, wow. It's not just like, instead of, he'll call her a whore, instead of he'll call her a bore, it switches completely the characters. She'll call him a bore. Isn't that interesting?
I love that.
I wonder why that is. Like, it's a very, very subtle, and you would have to listen to both, to catch that. But I just thought that was fascinating.
Right, there's a message
like
there.
It kind of, not that it changes the story, but it does kind of, it's an important thing to notice.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah, and I know that the Bolter is one of your, is it in your top 3?
I'd say it's in the top 5 today.
But
it changes daily.
Lacey, we because Amy and I, we see each other every day since we both still work at the morning show.
Jealous, but continue.
And every single day, every single morning, like before the morning show starts, we're like, so what's your favorite song today? Like, what song is stuck in your head from like Tortured Poets? For me, it's always like whatever song happens to be playing when I get out of the car, because I've been listening on shuffle. I have made it to that point where I listen on shuffle.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And yeah, but I feel like you've said the Bolter like quite a number of times.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about today? What's everyone's favorite Tortured Poets song today?
Today it's I'm Gonna Get You Back. But I do think it's because it was playing when I was getting out of the car. It does seem to, it tends to happen that way.
Maybe Peter.
Yeah?
Peter's a favorite. How Did It End? It's
oh my
so
God.
fascinating. And hearing that live.
Oh, especially.
Recently.
Yeah.
And that is one of my favorites. So I thought that I picked it as a surprise song, which we will get into our surprise song predictions later this week and recap. But I thought that I picked it. And I was at work and I just caught the last surprise song. And I was like, oh, yay, I think this was me. And then I look back now. I did thank you, Amy, and the Lakes.
I do last minute adjustments sometimes, and it messes me up.
I know. I also had one that I think I had switched out. I know. I have to check back our spreadsheet. But the song that has been stuck in my head today from Tortured Poets that just happened to be the last one that I listened to when I got out the car is Fresh Out the Slammer. Fresh Out the Slammer.
So good.
Absolutely love it. Okay, no peer pressure, anything. But did y'all watch the video that I sent y'all on But Daddy, I Love Him? Y'all didn't?
I have not just yet.
Oh. Okay, I'm not getting into it now, but this video makes me realize why I'm so happy we're giving space for the Tortured Poets Department to breathe.
I think about that a lot.
There is such, and it all has to do with punctuation, quotations.
Yes, I did see that video.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, a sweet listener tagged me in this video, and it is absolutely fascinating the way they are breaking down English and the change that this song has made just from simple interpreting English and quotations. I'm saying interpreting English wrong, but whatever.
But I get what you're saying.
Lyrical, literature, whatever. Yeah, I just butchered that. But anyway, it's fascinating. And that makes me so excited to get into the Tortured Poets Department, but also happy that other people are figuring this out, because I wouldn't. I can't even describe it accurately. But yeah, it's really good.
It is really cool. And I think it was after you had sent that video where, I mean, and we've said this all the time, but it does make a difference to like read the lyrics and to just listen, especially because of all the times that Taylor's using quotation marks, where it's like a character is saying something or she's saying something sarcastically or, vice versa. I've also noticed that in Clara Bow, the use of quotation marks and how important that is, and when she's not using quotation marks. Because when you're just singing along, you kind of feel like you're singing in the perspective of, the person that's singing, like the narrator, I guess. But when you look at the quotation marks and the different characters and the things that are said, it makes such a difference. But yeah, I 100% agree that I'm really glad that as much as we are dying to dive into each song on Tortured Poets, we're still learning so much every single day before we like put it on the record.
On the flip side, maybe we have too much time on our hands, because some of us Swifties create this thing that's not even there, right? Like that's where all the theories come from. Like we have so many theories that don't come to fruition. It's because we have too much time on our hands. Oh. We try to create something out of nothing. So this could be dangerous, is all I'm trying to say.
Well, watch the video. This one is different because it's not
It's
a
about
theory.
grammar.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the
fascinating.
It's the use of grammar.
It's
and
important.
everything.
I know it is.
It's important grammar.
Quotations and stuff. But
I will.
I am sending myself TikToks that I'm gonna need in the future, and just saving those in my emails.
I do too.
Yeah, me too.
Because people are brilliant. People are brilliant, theories or not. I mean, it's just it's brilliant what people are coming up with.
Yeah, agree.
Okay, I have one last one before we go, and I do want to talk about a comedy show that I'm going to this weekend that I'm so excited about. But Anna, this is Jenna from Arizona, and she has a suggestion for you.
Hi, my name is Jenna, and I am calling from Arizona. I am a day one K1. I actually didn't even really realize there was this whole giant Swiftie community online until a few years ago. So when I found this podcast, it has been super helpful. I found it a couple of years ago while I was pregnant with my little Swiftie baby, and it was so helpful throughout the newborn phase, especially all of those sleepless nights, way more than 13. Having this podcast really helped me to, feel like I had something for myself and not just for my baby. And now, fast forward to having a 1-year-old, and we get to listen together, so that's been awesome. But I wanted to call and share an idea that I had for Anna for her show that she's going to in Dublin. I thought it would be super cool if you made friendship bracelets with the phone number for the 13 podcast, and you could hand those out to other Swifties. It would be both like a callback to the story of how Taylor and Travis met, with him making the bracelet with his number, and then also it's a way to market for the podcast and share it with other people who might not know about it. So thought that would be super fun. And then last idea I wanted to share with y'all was that I always hear you say the phone number for the podcast as Reputation 89214. I personally remember the 214 as Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day is February 14th, and it's also a movie that Taylor was in. So just something that I thought might help you to remember the number. I personally am terrible at remembering numbers, and I've memorized it without even meaning to because of that. Thank you all so much for the podcast, and hope you have a great week.
What a great suggestion.
I know. I love that so much. Jenna, you are welcome to join our marketing team.
We're looking
Party
for
of one.
interns.
That's awesome. I love that idea. Both of them, both the friendship bracelet and the way to remember the number. Yeah, Reputation 89, Valentine's Day, 1313.
Yeah, because thank you, Jenna, for that phone call. Thank you, everybody, for the phone call. We remember it because 214 is a local
is our area code. Yeah, that's,
yeah.
I guess that's selfish.
We need something for everyone.
Yeah. So Reputation 89689 214 Valentine's Day 1313.
Okay, I love that. And it's so funny, like, not to, be crazy, but I'm currently moving. Like, I'm moving from one apartment to a different apartment. And when I got my new apartment unit number, that was the first thing I thought. I was like, what Taylor Swift albums?
Did you find something?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Well, because she covers all the, 1 through 10,
She does, but I didn't know if it was like some numbers have like 5 or 6 numbers in them.
I break them up.
Okay.
I break kind of like Reputation 89, that. So, yeah, I'm not going to give away my address.
Don't.
But
Safety.
it does. I do live at 2 of my favorite albums.
That could be any of them.
It really
that
could.
be absolutely any of them. So this Saturday, I'm going to a Taylor Swift-inspired variety show. This is from Mana and Bridget. They came out and performed at our event. They're with Claws Out Comedy.
How awesome.
Yeah, and they're putting on, it's all fairs in comedy, drag, parody, and poetry.
How cool.
Yes.
So it's a variety show? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm. Because it's going to have comedians doing sets, and then it's going to have drag as well. So it's kind of a mixture of back and forth and then a dance party at the end. It's going to be so much fun. I've gone to several of these events, and it's always a good time. And you can tell a diehard Swiftie is putting this on. Mana is definitely a diehard Swiftie. She has the outfit. She has the game. She has all the references.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so much fun and always a good time. So that's going to be at 1851 Club. That's in Arlington. The show is 21 and up only. But that's this Saturday, May 25th at 8:30 p.m. I'm going to be there. And you can still get your tickets at Eventbrite, message me for them if you're interested. Always a really, really good time. Hilarious women, great show always. And I love her message and everything that she stands for. I've always said that before we even worked with her. I'm a big, big fan. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're free on Saturday and want to come hang out and have a good time with us.
Are you just attending or are you performing at all? Like doing any sort of something?
I'm not performing. I will probably introduce the podcast.
Okay, yeah, very cool.
And maybe help out with some things, but no. I'm not. That would be scary.
You could do some stand-up comedy.
No.
Yes, you could.
I never have before.
But you could.
No. But thank you. No. No, but I'll be there, and it's going to be such a good time. And it's so insane to me to see some of these drag queens and the things that they can do, considering a lot of them are like large people, and I mean large, like tall. And I can't make my body do things, and then they're making their body do insane things, and it is just
in heels. Yeah,
it is so cool to watch.
It's a lot of talent.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, especially someone of that stature too. It's incredible. It's always a good time. Plus, I have it in my head. I'm me and I'm a girly girl. I think if I was a boy, I would be a drag queen because I love all of their clothes. Like I have similar outfits at my house, just the glitz and the glam, and it's always so dressy. Anyway, side note, but that's what I think. It'll be a good time. Come join me on Saturday in Arlington. Claws Out Comedy. Thank you so much. Join us next time. We're going to be giving our song predictions. Where is she?
Spain?
Lisbon, Portugal.
Oh,
I believe. I believe so.
That sounds right. We will be back with our song predictions next time.
Thanks for listening. The 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. Subscribe for free and leave a positive review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.